Hello, and welcome to the Wayfaring Panda. I'm Annette. Today I'm making some boxes for my Christmas cookies that I'm going to send to a relative. And I purchased these patterns for the boxes on Etsy, and I'll link the shops below. I'm just showing you how I cut out one of the boxes. So I have the bottom of the box already on my mat, and I loaded the mat into my scan and cut. And now I'm pushing scan. Here I'm choosing scan, and I'm going to have it scan and send the image to my computer. You can do a scan direct cut, and then it'll just scan it, and then you can check and see if I found the right cut lines and cut it directly to the machine. But it was trying to read all these stripes as lines to cut. So I'm sending it to my computer so I can tell it where to cut. On my first box lid, I was able to just do it on the machine. I opened up the Brothers Scan and Cut program on my computer and then just selected the file from my Scan and Cut, and it came up automatically because it'll come up with the last one that you did. Or you can look for ones that you saved. Now this is all really new to me because I haven't really worked with images very much, and I've only had my Scan and Cut for a short time. So it's taken me a little bit of a while to figure out all this out. So now I'm tracing around the image, and I'm using the little picture on the left-hand side, the second one up, that shows a line segment. So if you just go to where you want to start drawing, click once, a dot will appear, and then where you need the line to kind of stop, just put just a single click, right click, and then whenever you go around the whole image, you double click, and then that ends the drawing. Now, I'm not sure what happened here, but I quit drawing, so then I had to start where I left off on the drawing and then just continue around the object as before. Now that I finished going around the image, I double-clicked, and then I'm going to File. I'm going to save it to my computer, and then I'm going to choose Export and export it back to the Scan and Cut. Now, I don't know why, but there's a little warning that comes up saying it's not going to send your cut lines, but when I pull it up onto the machine, the cut lines are there. So I'm wondering if it just means that when you save it to the computer that the cut lines aren't there. Anyway, I pulled it up here and retrieved it. It came up. It looks right, so I'm pushing cut, and then I'll push start, and then it'll cut out the outline of the box. I forgot to zoom out so you can see it cutting. I was kind of new to all this, so I was kind of absorbed into making sure it was all working. Then I remembered that I needed to zoom out so you can see the cutting, and you can see how that it did cut it out. So if you were just going to cut out one box, this would certainly be easier to use an X-Acto knife, but if you're going to cut out several of them, then it'll be easier to go ahead and do this on the Scan and Cut. For the box lid, I'm pulling that up on my computer because I want to cut out a window, and I couldn't get that on the Scan and Cut machine. So I'm pulling it up, and then if you go to the little thing that looks like a spade, you'll get this where you can tell it to scan either the outline or by color. Now I'm downloading with the scan that I edited to my Scan and Cut to cut it out at the box top. Now one trick I did find is when I originally tried to scan it by color so I could get the different images, it scanned too many, so I reduced it to 2 colors, and then it didn't pick up as many of the images, but it did get the part where I wanted the window, and so then I deleted all the extra stuff, and then I ended up having to draw around the box just like I did before. So here I'm just going in, and I'm selecting cut, and then start, and then it'll cut out my box. I didn't get all the editing on the computer because I actually had to play with it quite a bit before I figured out how to get it to work the way I wanted. And here's the result. It did have a little bit of the turquoise around the tree, but that's good. I wouldn't have been able to get it that good with an X-Acto knife anyway. And I saved it to my computer so I'll have it for a future time so I won't have to draw it over and over again. Now I'm using my We Are Memory Keepers scoring board to score down the side, so you just score down each side. I started using my bone folder because usually I prefer that, but it went a little bit too strong and kind of tore the paper a little bit. So then I switched back to my plastic knife that comes with the We Are Memory Keepers scoreboard. Now I plan on trying to get a little bit heavier weight paper for this, and I'll see how that works, because this is one that's called heavyweight for the paper studio at Hobby Lobby. I've seen that they have an extra heavyweight, so I'm going to try that one, but this is the only one I had at the time. Then I score around all four of the sides on the top of the box in the same way, and I'm going to speed this up quite a bit. And then I'm going to use some tape to tape the box together. You can glue also, but I didn't want to glue it since I'm going to be putting cookies in these. So I used score tape, which is pretty strong. This was the first box that I did. It was a lot easier because the bottom of the box was just a solid black line and no decoration. So all I had to do is a direct cut, and that only took a few moments to cut that out. And the top of the box was pretty easy. Also, I did have to hand draw the center for the window, but that wasn't too hard because it was mostly straight lines. And then I just had to do a curve around the snowman. So now I'm taking my score tape and I'm using that to attach some packaging to the inside of my box over the window. And then I'll leave some photos for you to see at the end so you can see how the boxes look with some cookies in it. I'll put a link to the shops where I got the patterns. They had different ones for Easter, Christmas, Halloween. So you can find some that you like, and you can either print these out and cut just the outline, or you can cut out a window like I did. Now if you're only going to use 1 or 2 boxes, you might want to just use an X-Acto knife. I hope you liked this video and got some ideas. If so, please give it a like. And if you're not already a subscriber, I'd really appreciate if you can subscribe to my channel. Have a wonderful day, and I'll link some more videos at the end of this video for some more Christmas inspiration.